Good morning. 2020 is a year that will go down in history as one of the toughest that the world has faced in generations. The elections for this Dáil were only in February, but it feels like almost a lifetime ago now. This has in many ways been a year that many of us would like to forget. Ireland has seen more than 76,000 cases of COVID and more than 2,000 deaths. The losses endured by thousands of families is unimaginable. Loved ones snatched away by a virus that has swept the globe and left no corner untarnished. The damage to the financial and employment situation of households across the country is almost beyond counting. But there is now a flickering light at the end of the tunnel. The global medical community has come together in a way never seen before, and we now have vaccines that will help break the back of COVID and allow us to start thinking about a future free of this wretched and debilitating illness. Those of us who will ask how we are able to come up with the vaccine so fast. In other diseases, vaccine can take years to create, or we may never find one at all. But the answer is simple. The world has never had to face a problem like COVID-19. And never before has so much energy, know-how, money and resources been poured into finding an answer to a medical problem. COVID effectively locked down the world, and this couldn't be allowed to continue. The government has unveiled its plan to roll out the vaccine to the whole of the state. And I welcome that plan, though I would have preferred more detail, particularly in relation to how GPs and our healthcare workforce will be utilised in vaccinating millions of people. Greater clarity is needed on what specific medical conditions will be prioritised, or those who have recovered from COVID already will fit in. Questions remain over the registration process and what is considered an essential business. I hope that as Chair of the Oireachtas Committee I can be of help in asking some of the questions that the public want answered and help to address their fears. Because there will be real fears, and that is only natural. There will be those who have legitimate fears about the vaccine. They may be weary of doctors and injections in general. They may be fearful of this new and unknown COVID vaccine and still making up their mind. And I urge all of those people to listen to the medical experts, to trust in the science and voice your fears to all of us collectively so we can try and answer some of your deep-rooted concerns. There will also be those who will seek to spread false information, to sow fear and doubt. And we saw this in the early days of the pandemic. Some groups chose to frighten or sell half-baked ideas to confuse in order to further their own aims and agendas. We cannot allow this to happen again. The mass vaccination programme is the only option that we have to stamp out COVID and get life as close to the old normal as we can. I would call on anyone who would knowingly spread disinformation to stop and think about the real damage and harm that you're doing. And I think that's a message that will be echoed by all parties in this House. Vaccines are safe. They were one of the most effective weapons in the fight against disease. Smallpox, polio, TB, all viruses that have been eradicated are banished to the poorest or most remotest part of the world by vaccines. It is important that this work continues. Vaccines are not to be feared, and I will be taking that vaccine when my number comes up in the rollout, and I would encourage all others to do the same.